Hey everybody, I'm Joshua Orro, the Mustang Prince, and welcome to Mustang Prince Orro Reports. Well folks, it's time for me to look at another set of episodes from Sofia the First, and so far, I have about 5 more episodes to share my thoughts on, one of which I'm saving for the holiday season. Anyway, the first episode I'll be blogging for this month will be the episode that foreshadowed the Secret Library special. Airing on television on October 2nd, 2015, this is Minding the Manor. Now, let's get started with the episode's plot. Princess Sofia visits Aunt Tilly's manor house to help her get ready for her garden party. While Aunt Tilly goes out to run an errand, she leaves her niece in charge and lets her play her magical music box. Sofia selects the green role to play in the music box, which brings the house's gargoyles to life, and they cause mayhem. So, it's up to Sofia, with some help from Tilly's hobgoblin butler Spruce, to protect the manor and turn the gargoyles back to stone before things get out of hand. So, what do I think of this episode? Well, in my opinion, this has got to be another one of my favorite episodes from Season 3. And to further explain what I mean, let's move on to Mustang Notes. Now, firstly, this is the second episode in Season 3 that's not set in Enchantia Castle, the first being Cool Hand Fluke. Secondly, the moral of this episode is take charge when something bad happens, which is another lesson that I understand due to this moral involving being responsible for something very big or very important. As for the animation, well, in my personal opinion, the CGI animation by Toei is great as usual, and I really love the look of Duchess Matilda's manor. To me, the whole place looks like a really whiz-bang estate. It has a music room, it has flying fish, it has a rug that acts like a dog, and it has a secret passageway that leads from the front yard to the kitchen. Also, I thought the scene where Sofia ties up the balloons to the mailbox, which multiplies shortly afterwards, felt reminiscent to Pixar's Up. Also, come to think of it, I never thought of this before until recently, but this episode almost makes me think of Hong Kong Disneyland's Mystic Manor, due to it taking place in a magical manor that has a magical music box. And now, let's talk about the episode's song, It's Up to You, which is the second song in the series sung by Aunt Tilly. To me, this has got to be another one of my favorite songs in Season 3. I find it to have such a sweet melody, and I think it makes a great pep talk song in order to express her faith in Sofia while she's being in charge of the manor. Also, like with Recipe for Adventure, Bonnie Hunt's singing voice is absolutely wonderful to listen to. And now let's move on to the characters and the voice actors who brought them to life. Let's start with Princess Sofia, voiced by Ariel Winter, whom was young Kairi in the Kingdom Hearts game series, Marina in Jake and the Neverland Pirates, a few of Thumper's sisters in Bambi 2, Marlene in the complete version of Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, young Trixie in Speed Racer, Penny Peterson in DreamWorks Mr. Peabody and Sherman, and Smurf Lily in Smurfs The Lost Village. As usual, Sofia is a kind and compassionate princess, and I like that during this episode, Sofia proves her leadership and her responsibility by watching over her Aunt Tilly's manor and setting things up for the garden party. Also, in my eyes, Sofia is about 43% similar to Henry Mystic's monkey Albert, due to her being curious about what the green roll does while being played on the magical music box. Next we come to her aunt, Duchess Matilda, or Tilly for short, voiced by Bonnie Hunt, who got to voice in several Pixar films along with Cheaper by the Dozen, Jumanji, and Disney's Zootopia. Now, I still stand by that Tilly has got to be one of my favorite characters in Sofia's TV series. She has the magical ability of Mary Poppins and the personality of Miss Frizzle from the Magic School Bus. During this episode, Tilly invites Sofia over to her magical manor to help prepare for a garden party, and she leaves Sofia in charge after telling her that she can use her magical music box. When Tilly returns to the manor, she explains to Sofia that the purpose of the music box was to test to see how responsible Sofia was, as well as preparing her for her destiny. As a reward for passing the test, Tilly gives Sofia a magical book about the history of the castle. Also to note, Tilly casually mentioned that she grew up in Sofia's room and discovered a magical secret that's not in the book. Next we have Spruce, voiced by Greg Illis, whom was Theodore Groves in the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. He voiced Kate Sith in Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, and Nigel in Garfield, A Tale of Two Kitties. Spruce is a hobgoblin who serves as Aunt Tilly's butler. His job is to make sure the manor is in tip-top shape at all times. As such, Spruce is a complete neat freak, and he's also shown to have a very resourceful attitude. Plus, I think Spruce is a great supporting character while helping Sofia get the manor ready for Aunt Tilly's garden party, and helping her prevent the gargoyles from causing a mess. Next we have the ballerina, voiced by Tamara Krinsky. The ballerina is a musical figurine that is part of Aunt Tilly's magical music box. To me, while she is a bit absent-minded, to the point where she's unable to remember important things, I find her to be a very beautiful and adorable character, and I think her music is very magical, like when she creates a beautiful rainbow. Also, nowadays, I am kind of curious if she might have been the inspiration for ballerina Twilight Sparkle. Finally, we come to the episode's antagonists, Muck, Gunk, and Grime, voiced by David Koechner, Trevor Duvall, and Keith Ferguson. These three are enchanted stone gargoyles whom were brought to life when Princess Sofia played the green roll on the magical music box. To me, while these guys are very mischievous and menacing, I don't really take them seriously as antagonists due to Muck being the smartest of the trio, while the other two, Gunk and Grime, are both not as bright. However, on the positive side, they're also shown to be rambunctious and they love parties. And now on to my final words. Overall, Minding the Manor is a really great episode, and it made a nice foreshadowing for the Secret Library. The CGI animation by Toei is great as usual, especially when it came to the design of Aunt Tilly's manor. Plus, I thought it was pretty interesting that it had a few references to Hong Kong's Mystic Manor. Princess Sofia is someone you can definitely connect with here, especially when it comes to doing any sort of caretaking and making sure that nothing goes wrong, which is no easy task. Aunt Tilly is such a wonderful and lovable character. Her butler Spruce was a great supporting character, and the gargoyles were pretty fun with their oddities and menacing aura. And I like how the episode ends on a good moral on how you can be responsible enough to take on a really big task. I give this episode the highest rating of 100%. Well, that's all for now. Be sure to join me next time where we visit the magical sorcery school of Hexley Hall. Mustang Power.